I've been talking about this war with China that will happen. It will definitely happen. And the sad part about it is that there will be a lot of conservatives on the right who will agree with this war. And what I'm trying to do is what I want to do now on this channel is focus on the lies that are coming out about China. I want to be clear that I don't want to live anywhere else. I don't want to live in China. I don't want to live under China's rules. I don't believe in communism or whatever, but what they do over there is what they do over there. Okay. But I also don't want, like the 100th million time, I feel like, is us walking into another war that we aggressed but said the other side instigated it. If we're going to go into conflict, we need to know what started this. It's not right that we have to find out 2 years later, like, oh, there were no weapons of mass destruction, or however long that took to come out. And speaking of war, on February 19th, I will be, in the name of God, I will be at the Rage Against War rally in Washington, D.C. That girl Casey will be there. Come out, and come out, and maybe hopefully I can meet some of y'all. I don't know, but this rally is being, I believe it's Jimmy Dore who's hosting this rally, and I'm definitely going to be there. When I go on MSNBC, there's so many headlines. So they are pushing this. Very high odds of war with China, U.S. Republican warned. The odds of conflict with China over Taiwan are very high after U.S. general caused consternation with a memo suggesting war would happen in 2 years' time. I mean, so they are revving up for this 2025 war. My gut tells me we will fight in 2025. In a memo dated February 1st, but released on Friday, General Mike Minahan, who heads the Air Mobility Command, wrote to leadership of its roughly 110 members saying, my gut tells me we will be in a fight in 2025. Michael McCall, the new chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the U.S. House of Representatives, on Sunday told Fox News, I hope he is wrong. I think he's right, though. So you see what I'm saying? Like, we're back. And this is why I know this is the war we're definitely going to go into, because this one is going to be like Republican backed for sure. They're going to tell you that China is causing problems in your country. You have to fight China. We always hear the talking points. Chinese fentanyl is coming into America, and China's already at war with us because they're sending their fentanyl and everything. And like, listen, I'm not saying it's right that the fentanyl is coming through America, but our borders are open for it to be coming through to America. So whose fault is it really? Like, they are letting it in too. This Biden administration, right? But it's always, China's doing bad things. China's TikTok is spying on us. We are spied on by our own government. Like, I'm sorry that I don't buy that narrative. It's just not good enough for me. It's simply not. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo issues frightening warning, saying CCP has invaded every major U.S. university. I've heard him say that since last year. Like, he's been saying it. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, he talked, I guess, to Maria Bartiromo about China, the dynamic threat they pose to U.S. vulnerable national security. Y'all open the door. If you are afraid to enforce rules, if you continue to allow them to walk on, excuse me, the American economy, if you keep giving an inch in every space, they'll be inside the gates here in the United States. And frankly, that's what we face today. And for 4 years during my time as CIA director, Secretary of State, I never gave an inch. I don't even know what that means. The fact is, we opened the doors to China back in the 90s. This was a bipartisan thing. It was opened. Okay. Clinton sent jobs over to China. Then they allowed people to come in from China and buy land, buy businesses, whatever, right? Okay, without any extra payments, right? And I remember that the only person who came and decided, like, we got to do something about this, like, free resources that China's getting from America, was Donald Trump. Placed tariffs on China. That's what a businessman would do. And then they said that he was going to bring us to war with China. They never threatened war when he did that, right? But they're mobilized. They are mobilizing. They're watching what we're doing in Ukraine, using Ukraine for a proxy war, and they're watching how we keep going into Taiwan. We know it's a one China policy. We've signed it in history. It has been agreed that it's a one China policy. Why does it matter? Like, what are we liberating? Right? So, Trump said, and Trump better be careful, man, because sometimes he has the wrong people around him. But, I will, and that I can criticize him for, because, he does sometimes have the Mike Pompeo is not good. He's not good. I don't care. He's not good. Mike Pompeo went to Ukraine and started a Ukraine Orthodox Church. Basically, was part of the start of this new quote new Ukraine Orthodox Church. Years before the situation that we're in now. What are you doing over there, starting churches, right? Trump, I will force China to sell any current holdings in the United States that puts our national security at risk. Well, I'll tell you this then. If it's really putting our national security at risk, yeah, get them to sell it. But look, let me be clear. The people that's around Trump sometimes will tell him one thing, and that's not what it is. And I really hope that he could get some people around him who would tell him the actual truth, such as Colonel Douglas McGregor. See, somebody else put, I don't know who this guy is, Mingda. He put, this is the GOP. Joe Biden is not going to stand up to China. Okay. And he put, the Democrats are still making war against Russia, but the Republicans are getting impatient and can't wait to fight China. The U.S. is ruled by two cheeks of the same imperialist arse. And it feels that when it comes to these wars, yes. I mean, yes. Like, so Jimmy Dore, he said, remember when we were supposed to be terrified of Trump because he was crazy and would start World War III. Now Biden is starting wars with two nuclear powers at the same time. Yeah. And pro-war corporate news gets Americans to cheer it on. America's the world's terrorist. I mean, I can't be mad at him for saying that. Like, because when it comes, across the world, we are on the wrong side of the argument. The truth falls where it falls, period. So it's inconvenient to hear, but it is the truth. We are aggressing this war with China. Okay? All right, guys, keep it locked right here for the inconvenient truth. Thank you for watching.